Inaugural ceremony of the Dr. T.V. Raman Experiential Accessible Computer Science Lab at Karnavidya Foundation, RR Tower, Guindy Industrial Estate, Chennai. Launched and managed by Karnavidya Foundation and training support by Chakshumathi Assistive Technology Center. The new CS lab, called as THADAM in Tamil language, means footprints. The lab wishes to train computer science professionals to follow the footprint of Dr. Raman. Guest of honor, Mr. Ajit Narayan, Head of Google Accessibility, India, and keynote address by Mr. Ram Kamal, Founder Chakshumathi.
Good evening, friends, and special greetings to Dr. T.V. Raman.
Engage technology and gain competency. On this special occasion, Karnavidya deemed it an deliver to welcome each and everyone. To launch Dr. T.V. Raman Experiential Computer and Science Lab.
The program is titled as THADAM, means footprints. Karnavidya would follow the footprints of Dr. T.V. Raman for empowerment of visually impaired community across the globe. May I request Ajit Narayan to cut the ribbon.
That's it. Okay. Please come here. Okay. You can also please come. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Ready? Yes. Hey, come this side. Come here and talk. You can come here. Come and talk from here. So the volume will be much better. Okay. Get started.
Good evening to all. We begin with the Tamil Thai Varthu.
அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திறம்பியன்று செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே.
May I request Ms. Sita to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome all of you. On this occasion, I welcome the Dr. T.V. Raman, computer scientist, and Mrs. Aarti Raman, ma'am. I'll take this opportunity welcome Mr. Ajit Narayanan, sir, Head of Accessibility at Google. I am happy to welcome Ram Kamal sir, Founder and Managing Trustee, Chakshumathi Technology Center, and we are honored to board members from Karna Vidya Foundation, staff, students, and friends. Welcome each and everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Sita Lakshmi. You are giving welcome address.
May I request Ms. Shivashankari to present the KVF overview of KVF activity.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. A warmest welcome to all the distinguished guests, dignitaries, and all of you who join virtually and in person to grace this occasion titled Dr. Raman in Experiential Computer Science Lab in Tamil, THADAM. And let me begin. Before that, I truly, it is an honor to present this talk about our overview in front of all these visionary leaders in the field of accessibility and inclusivity. Let's begin. Who's Karnavidya? Karnavidya started in 1999 as a reading center, and it started its technology center in 2012. Karnavidya is a non-profitable organization who working to empower persons with visually impaired through technology. And it has actually, we would say, 5 pillars or wings. First would be a reading center. Second, ebook publishing. Third, I would say a KV library. Fourth, a technology center. And I'm not going to talk about much about all the 4 wings. I'm going to talk about only technology center here. We have been we have been giving training for different persons with visually impaired individuals under various courses like STEAM, science, technology, English, arts, math, and ICT for college-going individuals, and employability based course for all the job seekers or people, individual who already obtained job. So these are the courses actually going on here. And we also have been working with different institutions. I would say we have been serving across Tamil Nadu in various centers. So across Tamil Nadu, we have been working with more than 11 special schools, and we have been starting our centers in Andhra Pradesh recently. So our goal is to give training like this across India. This is our ultimate goal, and through STEAM courses, recently 3 of the school students, more than 20 students, have been attending their midterm exams and all through using their laptops. So this was our recent achievements, we would say. And in future, we would like to give these kind of courses in the schools which we didn't reach out yet. And lastly, I would like to talk in employability. We also started our web accessibility course, and also data entry operation course is also already going on. And these are our courses till now we started, and programming also going on for school students. And we hopefully waiting for other future projects. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Your overview of KVF activity. I welcome Mr. Vikram, our KVF trainer, to talk about Google accessibility and speech engine.
Okay. Good evening to all. Google has been given immense accessibility features for the communities, especially for the person with visual impairments. Such as providing accessibility features for the visual impairments like Google Docs, Sheets, Slide, and Speech Engine. The Speech Engine AI enables accurate voice recognitions and drives tools, Google Assistant, voice access, and live transcribe. These tools facilitate real-time audio transcriptions for the visual impairments and providing independence and inclusivity for the individuals with visual impairments. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vikram. May I request to welcome Mr. Ram Kamal, founder and managing trustee, Chakshumathi Assistive Technology Center, and principal advisor, Inclusive Education Samagra Shiksha Andhra Pradesh, to deliver the keynote address.
Good evening, everybody. There is a happy news and a sad news also. Sad news, Dr. T.V. recently is not keeping well because in last August he had a stroke. Then he is doing his rehabilitation in Michigan. And that's the time now, last 2 weeks when we were planning about starting this center, he was very excited. He said, I'm really happy, I'll come online and I'll be there for the inauguration. But unfortunately, 4 days back, he had a repeated stroke attack. And he is on medical care at the moment. His speech is not at back. That's another major issue. And second thing, now the time is very early morning because of the medicines he is taking. His wife, Arati, she was kind enough to, like she said, I'm in the hospital, I don't know what the internet facility connections I can really hope for. But otherwise also, can you please read the inaugural address of Dr. T.V. Raman on behalf of him? So let me take this opportunity to read the speech dictated by Dr. T.V. Raman to his wife Aarti to you all. Dear friends of Chakshumathi and Karna Vidya Foundation, it's a great honor for me to be a part of such an exciting new experiential CS lab of accessibility and a pleasure to welcome you all to its promising gateway of opportunity. You should look at the CS lab at the launching pad of your career. When I think of the CS lab at IIT Bombay that launched my own career, I am reminded of Professor Isaac, who was the spirit of that lab. The IIT lab didn't have fancy equipment, but what it had was the impetus and spurred the desire to both learn and teach, with students having full independence to experiment with technology. The new lab, 40 years later, will provide you with far superior facilities, and it is now your responsibility to make the most of it. I look forward to seeing what you achieve in the coming decade. With these words of hope and motivation, I declare this lab open. Yours. So this is a short speech he sent to us. Yesterday also, Ardi's mail was there. She said, I thought to record it, but his voice is not coming into a good level. So he requested me to deliver a speech on behalf of him. When I started this journey towards empowering people with visual challenges 15 years back, the major motivation was Dr. T.V. Raman. That's the time Google is transforming the world. I could very well say that. But within an year, what happened is like in 2009, Google divided the history of the universe and of this world into two parts. The world before 2009 and the world after 2009. What it led to that history making. In 2005, when Mr. Raman joined Google, so he decided to do first research on seeing how many websites are there accessible for people with print challenges. He inbuilt that part of the engine into Google search engine. Google search engine goes whenever people search a website, it recommends that this site is accessible or not. Less than 1% site was accessible those days. Let me go back now. The Raman before joining Google. He lost his eyesight completely at the age of 13. He was having low vision, but he lost his complete eyesight at 13. After that, he had a tough time. I don't need to explain about that tough time to any one of you, because all of you are experiencing, and just now he was talking to one of his counseling time. He said, we cannot make you experience, you have to experience. That is what saying like that. So that is the experience you all had. Okay. So when he joined IIT Bombay, that time it is Bombay, not Mumbai. Okay. He started writing the first speech engine of the world of people with print challenge. It is called ImageSpec. ImageSpec is part of Smithsonian Museum in US. I think that is the only one innovation displayed there from an Indian scientist. Then for his learning for science and math, he developed the scripts for AESTR, is assisted editing. I don't know exactly to elaborate it. You can just go online and check it. AESTR, develop that script. It is all available in GitHub, open source. Anybody want to do experience? My wish from this lab, someone will go further and develop it much further so that science and maths reading will be much more easy for everybody. Anyway, its parts and pieces are there at the moment in most of the speech engines. Talkback is also one of that. Okay. So he was denied for his masters. He wanted to go for mathematics. Denied for his admission in India. People never believed that a blind can learn math. But previously we forget our heroes. Now also we forget our heroes. There was a hero called Srinivaslu. I don't know whether you heard about it. He never went to school because he born in 1907 in a village near Kadapa. So those days, blinded education means that was the condition. But he learned maths when his sister was learning mathematics. Later, he was recognized by our first president of India, as well as Jawaharlal Nehru, and even he had few of the venues. He had a kind of interaction with Shakuntala Devi. She also said he is a better human computer than me. He has done more than 6,000 maths programs in his lifetime, but nobody recognized him. Everybody forgot that. There was a stamp, a 15 rupee stamp has been produced by Indian Postal Department long back. That's the history there. So like Lokeju, I could very well say that Dr. T.V. Raman joined in US for his master's in mathematics. Then he did his PhD. Then he taught in Texas University for some time, if I am correct. Then he joined Adobe. So you guys are having an accessible Adobe PDF reader or Adobe PDF version is just because of Dr. T.V. Raman. Then he joined in 2005 in Google. So that I told you about that search engine innovation. Then when the Android come into existence, he became one of the main research lead and think tank behind developing many products. Many products which we are using on a day-to-day basis. Starting from Chrome browser to any of the apps which is produced at the moment in Android becoming accessible. Then making the standard of accessible websites. Then if you start from Google Lens to all those miracles which we are using for reading OCRs and all. So in last July, Raman asked me to do a testing on Tamil translation because he was heading translation in Google those days. Because if you want to make a single universe, you need to have simultaneous translation happen. So that is the last project he was working in Google. So he said, I'm getting reports from people who use Tamil that 99% accuracy is there now in translating Tamil from any other languages. If the original script is correct, language is good, you get a better translation. So this is a short thing about Dr. T.V. Raman. Now, what he did to the lives of you all are experiencing it now. None of you are away from smartphones. Smartphones changed the world. In 2009, when the Android version 2 come out, it became accessible. Then by the time 2013, a 9-month-old baby to 99-year-old grandma can use a smartphone without having any literacy. That's why I say there is a world before Google, there is a world after Google, and Raman is in the forefront in Google as a think tank. In Andhra Pradesh, where now I am advising the state government to make all the 45,000 schools inclusive. That means any child with any learning differences. We're talking about, you might notice that during my speech, I never said about disability. This is the first time I'm saying a word called disability. Who is there to say someone is disabled? Everybody in this world is having some sort of disability, right? Just because of a medical condition, we should not brand a person that he is disabled. Unfortunately, starting from United Nations to World Health Organization to all those people who is supposed to do a support and help to the world are eating money, cheating people, and branding people like this. It is high time, because there is no provision for more than 21, according to their word, I am not using, disabilities. There is no other provision for anybody else. There are hundreds of challenges are there. So I'd like to say the whole spectrum into two areas. One area of the children or people called mobility challenged. They have challenges in walking or accessing a place independently. For them, we need to create all the whole environment accessible. So this morning when I was coming, Tarun was telling me, in the roadside now everywhere there is pathways are there. All these pathways are wheelchair accessible with ramps. This is one big change I am seeing after the 2.5 years of my visit in Chennai. And all the metropolitan cities in India is transforming fastly on that. Sugamya Kalyan is a project by central government. They're funding all the metropolitan and urban cities to become accessible. I was also part of that project in auditing government offices to make it accessible so that anybody can reach any floor, any office, any place. So this is one part of the accessibility need, one part of the challenge which we call for the so-called, that particular word, I don't like to use it. The second part is a wide range of challenges. We call it learning differences. Why is it learning differences? It's like we are in a world where able-bodied people developed a curriculum for the able-bodied and able-minded children. So in that print world, learning difference world doesn't have any scope. So the second group we call is a learning difference. So the learning difference, any part of the learning difference starting from sensory part comes from blindness, low vision, hearing hard, comes in sensory areas. The other part, some of the autism also comes in sensory areas. The other part is completely neurodiverse areas. Neurodiverse area is a wide spectrum of challenges. And 99% of those challenges, starting from sensory to these, are not reversible. It's irreversible condition. So then our choice is what? We need to find a solution to make these people use the conventional methodology of learning and teaching, the old pedagogy of the print-based. Because if we ask the print-based pedagogy to change, still there is big challenge. The world already moved to the digital world. None of the person who study in a school is going to write any ledger anymore. They have to use a digital device. Then why should we wait for moving, delaying the whole digital transformation? That is what I am trying in Andhra Pradesh. First, let me showcase that how the learning difference kids and the children with mobility challenge also learn using digital devices and digital pedagogy. For that, we created a pedagogy called digitally accessible pedagogy. Okay. And in that, we very particularly decided to have a pedagogy which doesn't have any difference between the mainstream community use tools. So we are using mainstream community use tools with minor adaptation for the children with special needs. Why I am saying children? Because I am working with the children. The same thing applicable for the elders also. So that the mainstream world doesn't have any puzzle saying that, okay, they are using in a very different manner, which you won't be able to understand. No, nothing like that. A child using a device in the classroom, teacher can come and see the monitor in a what you see, what you get way. There is no difference. Anybody writing in the paper or typing in a keyboard, seeing in a monitor is same. The first time in the world, such a implementation is happening in an education board. Recently, a couple of my friends in Chennai said, we will take it to the minister here, education minister in Tamil Nadu, let us start this year. So starting will be like, Karnavidhya had to be there, then only we can start it. So I was keep telling Thiru, like we are the wings of a bird, both sides. One side is Karnavidhya, one side is Chakshumathi. And whatever Chakshumathi has done, we transfer, and whatever Karnavidhya done, Chakshumathi is like this. We are all completely on cloud only, no staff also. But thousands of beneficiaries are there learning online. Then when it comes to my relationship with Mr. Ajit Narayan was in IIT Madras, innovation on areas of neurodiverse and as well as hearing challenge. And you might heard about a product called Avas.
He was a student or?
After the student or after the studies, okay? Avas, you might heard about the product that was and introduced by Ajit. Then Ajit was picked up by Google, like any smart chaps will be picked up by Google, and he was working on Google Transcribe. Google Transcribe is a game changer. If I'm wrong, you can correct it in your speech, okay? Because for a deaf child, if you look at 99% unemployment with the blind and 99% unemployment with the deaf also a reality. But deaf, there is like unskilled jobs are there, because when they are into a condition that I need to work for my food, they go and do that unskilled job. Education is not happening for the deaf children, I can guarantee that. Except the parents are involved with the child's education. Classic example, we have a child in Chennai who completed BTech in computer science. Not only he, his mother also did that, because mother went with him to the school, primary school to BTech also. So that is why it happened with very crude way of thinking. Because she went and learned sign language also for the child. But what happened is, like in sign language, there is a limitation. There is only 7,500 words. Or as it claimed by American Sign Language as 10,000 and Indian Sign Language as 10,000. Practically 7,500 words are there. To do good in a curriculum, in a school board curriculum, we need 70,000 words. So as the research happened across the world, any child with post-graduation with hearing challenge will have a language mastery of a 5th grader. student. But if you look at into our school, it is not there. The first and foremost thing what we need to do is like make a deaf child to learn to read and write. There the challenge was here. When we read, you don't know the meaning of many words. Those days, otherwise we have to take the child to a library, keep him there, 10,000 of books are there, go and find out on image and show to and teach him. It is not needed now. One single click, go to Google Images, show the relative meaning word, because picture represents 1,000 words. And in Merriam-Webster dictionary, even you can get lip reading also, lip movement also. So once the child is taught to read and write and read the lip movement and to use Google Transcribe in the classroom is as normal as any other child. Because whatever teacher lecture, he get it in his device, he can look at the teacher's mouth and then just reconfirm it with the text. And it works fantastically in Tamil and Telugu. Almost all the Indian languages, it works beautiful. If teacher doesn't have a cerebral palsy speech problem, it gives excellent text conversion. So when we were designing this digitally accessible pedagogy, our challenge, like most of you also experienced before NVDA comes to our life. Either we need to pirate JAWS or pay 75,000 rupees to get a license, where the laptop or computer cost less than 50,000. So we need to see, like, we need to use maximum open source product, which is available free in the World Wide Web. There is no other choice other than Google. So 99% of the products used in the digitally accessible pedagogy is from the Google spectrum of products or associated apps and not produced by others. Most of the things are very, very free. So now there is a product ready, prototyped 2 years. Then the prototyped school has been given to Karnavidhya to start again. Aditi, Karnavidhya is going to do the technology part of the things. One of the good things for you, there you get all diverse group of children with many other challenges, not only visual challenges. So we can test it very well. Those who go in there should go with a research mind and implement the product. School is having almost all the children are having digital devices, so that we don't have that much of, like, child doesn't have a device kind of situation is not there. Anyway, that is happening in Andhra Pradesh across other schools also. We are giving devices. This time we are finalizing Google Chromebook as an official device. Previously we used to use tabs. Now Chromebook is going to become an official device. But in Chromebook there is a small hiccup is there at the moment. Like Chromebooks doesn't read science and maths, but in due course, couple of months time, it will be start reading it. Once you start reading it in Google Docs and Sheets and all, you'll be able to input science and maths also easily. Then we have a 100% spectrum from the Google will be available. So this experiential lab, what it should do? According to my vision, like currently we are, the second Dr. T.V. Raman lab will be inaugurated by end of this month in Vijayawada. That is a complete Google lab, 10 Chromebooks and all those things. what we need is like children should go next level. There is a huge variety of tools to mitigate your challenges in the education. AI tools are there. So what is the major problem for a child with visual challenges? Is getting quality content. Bookshare is there. Bookshare gives you a lot of books to read. But again, I'm not seeing the reading habit with the community yet. Not from the immediate requirement, people are not going old reading areas. We need to do that. Then only you will improve your language and your knowledge scope will be also widened. So immediate need, for an example, you had to wait for your friend to read that particular note given by your teacher or the textbook content which is not yet converted yet. Correct? It can be OCR. Immediately you can convert it into text and put it into Notebook LM. It's a new AI tool which we will teach you tomorrow how to use Notebook LM. Put it there and ask Notebook LM to compare that note with the same content with anywhere else in the world. It will give you 3-4 comparison and a final version also. So you get a perfect note for you to study. Okay. Now you need somebody to lecture that because we are taught in a way like someone to lecture, right? You can use the podcast over there. So there will be 2 people coming in the podcast. Third will be you. You can ask questions, or they will ask questions and you can answer, and then say that you're not correct, or you're correct, you're wrong, or whatever it is. That podcast will be like maybe 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever the time you want. They will explain the concept perfectly for your male and female voice. Record it. Or you want only the transcript in text of the speech, you can get the transcript in text. We are into that level at the moment for education. So nobody should come again and complain that I don't have educational content. I don't have a device. What's the problem in getting a spend 2,500, you get a second-hand good smartphone. That will do all these jobs, right? So I don't think any limit is there for a child with special need to study in this present world of the olden days pedagogy. So someone recently, okay, there was a small short video of Aman. Aman is a 6-year-old blind child in Oman. He's originally from part Andhra, part Tamil Nadu, I could say like. And he lost his eyesight when eye surgery for his star bumps in his eyes. He lost his eyesight completely. His mother contacted us, who is there to teach Braille in Oman. I said, oh, you want to teach Braille? No, my child lost his eyesight. I said, no, if you teach him Braille, I will kill you. I don't have any enmity to the Braille, but I don't have that sentiments also. Because Louis Braille made it on that day for his life. Tomorrow is his day. And he is the father of IS2 technologies. We should acknowledge that. But now, when people are going in a lot of Maruti vehicles and Rolls Royce and Benz cars or a metro train, why should we make our blind friends to walk with Braille? And also content is not available. That is one of the reasons Karnavidhya started the reading center. Because content was not there, right? Chakshumathi started originally for producing content, reading content. Now that is not there. Anything is readable for you because your technology is there in your hand. So Aman, at the age of 3, they bought a laptop for him. By 4, he was super good in using laptops. He was not getting admission in the schools. Schools were denying admission. They said, no way, we don't have any experience to do that. So finally, I said, okay, talk to the headmaster, say that they don't need an experience. They will get an experience for the child. Child was admitted. Now, he has become Oman's sensational hero. Okay? So, he got recent award for Exceptional Children Award. Then, he used to call me every month, couple of times. Last year, when he was 5, he came to Andhra Pradesh for our Ice Free Science Camp. On the opening, I said, "Do you deliver a speech?" So he delivered a speech, and he finally said, "I'd like to become an inventor or a computer scientist." That's what he said. Then I asked him in the public, like, how many words, spellings you know? 5-year-old, 5,000 words. How is it possible? Because of the digital experience he is having. Not only you read the book, textbooks, he is reading beyond the textbooks. Then only the spellings will come out of it. Also, one more thing is there. He uses Alexa very well. Alexa is his best buddy. Switch on my AC, switch off my light, and he'll ask, "Hello Alexa, can we play math games?" Now that is what he called me and said, "Raman, do you know thousands of math games in Alexa?" I said, "Try Google Home also." Because whatever in Alexa is in Google Home also. But luckily the boy got only the Alexa. Then, his recent achievement you can see in YouTube, Amen the Miracle Boy. He did the pi value of 200 in an open stage. 6-year-old. So I could say like the next incarnation of Lokaju Srinivasalu or Dr. T.V. Raman, I'm seeing in Aman Ahmad. We want to see smart children like that coming up. Every child is a possibility. Every child can excel in this world. But unfortunately, the society brand him as disabled and send him to the school. So he get a kind of second rated treatment in the school. So let us work for an inclusive world. Our education can be transformed into an inclusive education. That's what we are trying in Andhra Pradesh. This year we have one boy called Sanath become a Google champion. He was invited to Google office in Gurgaon to deliver a speech. So children are changing. Sanath is having growth hormone deficiency. He's a 15-year-old boy at the size of 3-year-old kid. So like that, there are many kids are there in Andhra Pradesh showcasing their own talents. Last week we got one child. He was not allowed to sit in the class because he speaks only in English and he is asking difficult questions. And he don't want to sit in the class for a long time. He run around because he's an autistic boy. Okay? With ADHD, hyperactive. So he was sent to our Bhavida Center. We have Bhavida Center means early learning centers for the children with special needs. We found him. Everybody considered him as mentally ill. So we did an assessment and find out that he is autism spectrum, starting level only. It is not going to grow. It will be diminished as soon as he master technology. And ADHD, that will also diminish once he get the concentration to study. and sit for a long time. So he speaks English. It's not because he was taught in the school. He speaks English because of the smartphone. And he speaks as a 10th grade standard of English. So you don't need a teacher to teach you. Teachers also should remember this, that they can't anymore go with the old pedagogy. They need to advance them to the digital world and reduce their job load. Digital world, they don't have much time. Key them assignments. Children will come with assignments. Evaluate it using an AI tool. That also you don't need to read all the 35 kids' assignments. So with this, let me wind up my keynote speech. This lab is going to be a lab from the next room. When you study the digital literacy, you will come to this lab for digital experiences. You will be learning AI tools. You will be learning coding. Okay, happy to say that there is a beautiful online platform called CyberSquare. CyberSquare is to learn coding. CyberSquare is going to give their platform for this lab free of cost.
Wow.
They have a complete set of computer science curriculum starting from KG1 to grade 12, which we need to implement in the schools in Tamil Nadu. Simple. KG1, they will be learning computational thinking. KG2, they will be advancing computational thinking. In first standard, they will put their hands in the keyboards. Their journey starts there.
Is it happening in China already? Sorry to ask you. Is it happening in China? Is also showing that.
The CyberScore is from UK, developed in Calicut in Kerala, and happening around 13 countries. So this month, then, as I told you, that Digital Festival is happening in MIT, Global Digital Festival, CyberSquare. Last Digital Festival happened in Andhra Pradesh, and we got a world record for participating highest number of children with special needs. Children with special needs, starting from blindness to other diverse group. They did robotics, AI, augmented reality, based web development, game development based projects. 100 projects were displayed that day. This time this will be happening in November. So we want participation from Tamil Nadu also. So let us hope for a bright, free world with no barriers. And I wish all of you all the best, and make sure that you are to be an advocate to the younger generation of children, where we need to showcase that this world is for everybody. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your valuable speech. I welcome Mr. Gauri Shankar, our KVF trainer, to introduce Dr. T.V. Raman.
Good evening to one and all present here. Without delay, let me tell about the short bio of Dr. T.V. Raman. Dr. T.V. Raman is born on 4th May 1965. He is a computer scientist who specializes accessibility research. He works at Google Research. Currently, he works at Google Research. In Dr. T.V. Raman, Dr. T.V. Raman, distinguished researcher at Google Research. He is considered as the god of digital accessibility. He is one of the main entrepreneur. He is the main architect to divide the human. He is one of the main to human research and he invented the speech engine to change the world for the blind. And in 2005, he works at Google, and in 2018, IIT Bombay, he facilitated a distinguished alumnus award. Thank you.
Thank you, Gauri Shankar. May I request Mr. Ajit Narayan to address the gathering?
I think I just introduced Ajit Narayan. He's heading accessibility in India for Google. He was in US, but every month he's in between US and here, because whatever development, because most of the development happens in India. India is the world hub for accessibility. Indian brains also. So one of the most brilliant brains is Ajit Narayan. He's heading accessibility in Google, and Raman introduced me to Ajit the moment he joined Google. So then onwards we are together, and his input is another valuable thing for creating that digitally accessible pedagogy on a zero cost area. In Krishnagiri model, you need to include all the children with learning needs. Will be there with you to support. And we have created all STEM, accessibility, which we'll share to you and give you. Thank
you. Thank you very much. It's a big honor to be here. Of course, I know about Karnavidya. Everybody who is working in this space knows about Karnavidya, but it's my first time to come here and visit and to meet all of you and to talk to you. Of course, also very interesting to hear all the stories and all the accomplishments of Karna Vidya Foundation, including what is happening in Krishnagiri. But cities, but to take it outside our big cities to all the other parts of India, that's where the most demand is there. That's where the gap is the biggest also. So very happy to hear that as well. So as far as my story is concerned, நான் என்ஜினியராக படித்தேன். ஸோ ஐ ஃபினிஷ்ட் மை என்ஜினியரிங் அண்ட் தென் ஐ வென்ட் டு யூஎஸ் ஃபார் ஒர்க்கிங். கொஞ்ச நாள் நாங்கள் ஒர்க் பண்ணதுக்கப்புறம் எனக்கு ஏதோ நம்ம இந்தியாவில் ஏதோ பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஆசை இருந்தது. அதனால ஐ கேம் பேக் டு இந்தியா லாங் பேக். இட் வாஸ் 2007, 2008. எனக்கு அப்போ டிசபிலிட்டி பற்றி எதுவுமே தெரியாது. ஆனால் நான் இந்தியா வந்த உடனே ஐ ஸ்டார்டட் இன்டராக்டிங் வித் சம் சில்ட்ரன் வித் செரிப்ரல் பால்சி அண்ட் த ஸ்கூல் கால்ட் வித்யாசாகர் இன் கோட்டல்புரம். ஸோ ஐ வாஸ் வென்ட் தேர், சும்மா ஒரு வாலண்டியராக தான் போனேன்னா. பட் அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு என்ஜினியர், பிகாஸ் ஐ வாஸ் அன் என்ஜினியர், என்ஜினியரிங்கில் எதாவது எடுத்து பண்ணலாமே அப்படின்னு அவங்க கேட்டாங்க. ஸோ ஐ ஸ்டார்டட் மை ஜர்னி அண்ட் accessibility by creating a device which helps people to talk. செரிப்ரல் பால்சி இருக்கிறவங்களுக்கு பேச்சு வர வைக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு டேப்லெட் மாதிரி ஒன்று கொண்டு வந்தோம். அதுக்கு தான் ஆவாஸ்ன்னு பேர் வச்சோம். அது இப்போ 10 வருஷமாக அது நல்லா க்ரோ பண்ணி ஓரளவுக்கு கொண்டு வந்தோம். இப்போவும் இட்ஸ் வெரி பாப்புலர் ஆக்சுவலி ஃபார் ஆட்டிசம், ஃபார் செரிப்ரல் பால்சி, ஆல் தீஸ் டிஃபரெண்ட் கண்டிஷன்ஸ், போத் இன் இந்தியா as well as internationally. அப்போ தான் எனக்கு ஒரு நம்பிக்கை வந்தது, நம்ம இந்தியாவில் பண்ணது நம்ம இன்டர்நேஷ்னலாகவும் கொண்டு போக முடியும். வி கேன் மேக் அ டிஃபரன்ஸ் அப்படின்னு. 2018 நான் யூஎஸ் போனேன். அதே ஃபீல்டு, சேம் accessibility டொமைன். ஐ transferred to Google and I transferred to US. ஸோ நான் கூகுளில் இந்த இது ஃபுல்லாகவே நான் accessibility-லாம் ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஸோ இது வரைக்கும் கூகுளில் ஆக்சுவலாக ஒன் ஆஃப் த பிக் திங்ஸ் இன் கூகுள் விச் மெனி பீப்புள் டோன்ட் நோ இஸ் Google is actually the world's biggest provider of assistive technology. Assistive technology எடுத்தீங்கன்னா கூகுள் மூலியமாக தான் நிறைய பேர் யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க, மெயின்லி பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் ஆண்ட்ராய்ட் அண்ட் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் க்ரோம். ஸோ இந்த ரெண்டு ப்ராடக்ட் ஒன்றுத்துக்கு அரௌண்ட் 4 billion to 5 billion யூசர்ஸ், பில்லியன் அவ்வளோ பேர் யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. க்ரோம் ப்ரௌசர் இஸ் யூஸ்ட் பை so many billions of people. ஸோ நம்ம ஆண்ட்ராய்ட் ஃபோன்லேயே அசிஸ்டிவ் டெக்னாலஜிஸ் என்னென்ன வருதோ அது எல்லாமே நம்ம டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறதுனால so many people are getting these technologies, not even for a price. அது ஃப்ரீயாகவே வருது. ஒரு ஆண்ட்ராய்ட் ஃபோன் வாங்கினீங்கன்னா அந்த ஆண்ட்ராய்ட் ஃபோனில் இன்பில்ட்டாகவே ஸ்க்ரீன் ரீடர் இருக்கும், டிரான்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் சாஃப்ட்வேர் இருக்கும், ஸ்விட்ச் வச்சு யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். There are so many different ways of using this technologies. You can mount it, wheelchair mount பண்ணிக்கலாம். There are so many different ways that you can use these kind of technologies. So நம்ம கூகுள் ஆக்சசிபிலிட்டியில் நான் ஒர்க் பண்ணும்போது எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஒரு திருப்தி வரும். ஏன்னா அது நம்ம பண்ணுற டெக்னாலஜிஸ் எல்லாமே பரவி இட் இஸ் டச்சிங் லைஃப்ஸ் ஆஃப் பில்லியன்ஸ் ஆஃப் பீப்புள் அப்படின்னு. அதே டயத்தில் கூகுளில் நான் ஒர்க் பண்ணும்போது நான் ஆக்சசிபிலிட்டி டீமில் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறதுனால I also had a lot of colleagues who had disabilities. Of course, T.V. Raman பற்றி நம்ம எல்லாருமே கேட்டிருக்கோம். He is the most inspirational. He is a giant among the engineers in Google who are working in the accessibility space. ஆனால் அவரை தவிர்த்து நிறைய பேர் டிசபிலிட்டிஸோட கூகுளில் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறாங்க, இப்போ கூட ஒர்க் பண்ணுறாங்க. And among the people in Google who have disabilities, there are many Indians also who are working in Google. என்னோட colleagues நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, for example, I have a colleague called Jyotsna. Jyotsna is the head of our accessibility testing. So she is the leader of a big team of people who are testing all of the products in accessibility. Also completely blind. We are working, there's one person called Harshil notar irukkaru. He is also completely blind. He is the head of Google disability support. So ulagathila enga irundhalum if you have a disability and you have difficulty using a Google product, neenga Google ku or phone adichu you can get free support with a human being to give full instructions on how to use the product, to get the full support on how to access the product and use the accessibility features. Adu ellarkum irukku. Nama India la kuda we can call them up and we can get the information from them. So that whole program is being led by a blind individual. His name is Harshil. Some of you may have heard of Kiran Kaja notar. Kiran Kaja is also one of the luminaries of one of the famous people who has come out of India who is contributing in accessibility. Our Google Assistant no product நீங்க கேட்டிருப்பீங்க. Google Assistant ஒரு டீம்ல இருந்தாரு. He has done a lot of great things in Google Assistant. இப்போ now he is no longer with Google. He is working in Facebook where he is the lead for I think WhatsApp accessibility. So இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய இந்தியன்ஸ் நம்ம எஜுகேஷன் சிஸ்டம் வழியா போய் நிறைய சாதிச்சாங்க. நிறைய பேர் நான் மீட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன், நிறைய பேர் எனக்கு தெரியும். கூகுள் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறாங்க, வேற கம்பெனிஸும் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஸோ லிட்டரலி த ஸ்கை இஸ் த லிமிட். இப்போ நம்ம டிசபிலிட்டி இருந்தாலும் we can to whatever extent of our ambition we can always achieve it. I'm very confident about that. So these are kind of and you know, like I completely agree with whatever has been said so far, that the technology is only going to become better and better. இப்போதைக்கு நம்ம நிறைய டெக்னாலஜிஸ் நம்ம கொண்டு வந்திருக்கோம். ஆர்டிஃபிஷியல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் வருது, டிவைசஸோட விலை கம்மியாகுது, புது டெக்னாலஜிஸ் வந்துட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ அசிஸ்டன்ட் டெக்னாலஜிஸால என்ன பண்ண முடியுமோ அது கூட்டிகிட்டே தான் போக போகுது. ஸோ தட்ஸ் ஆல்சோ சோர்ஸ் ஆஃப் கிரேட் ஆப்டிமிசம் ஃபார் ஆல் ஆஃப் அஸ். ஸோ இந்த சைடில் ஒன்று இருக்கு. நான் இது வரைக்கும் சொன்னது எல்லாமே கொஞ்சம் மேபி பாசிட்டிவாக சொல்லியிருக்கேன். ஆனால் சப்போஸ் நீங்கள் சொன்னது ஒன்று எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஐ வாஸ் வெரி மச் ஐ எம்பத்தைஸ்ட் வித் தட் வெரி மச். எதாவது இருந்தாலும் நம்ம உழைக்கணும். ஐ திங்க் வித்தவுட் ஒர்க்கிங் ஹார்ட் இட்ஸ் வெரி டிஃபிகல்ட் டு டூ சம்திங். ஆக்சுவலி நான் போன வருஷம் நான் இந்தியாவுக்கு திரும்ப வந்தேன் யூஎஸ்லேருந்து. பிகாஸ் எனக்கு எப்பவுமே ஐ ஆல்வேஸ் ஹேட் அ ஃபீலிங் தட் இந்தியா இஸ் வேர் வி நீட் டு ஹேவ் த மேக்ஸிமம் நீட் ஃபார் accessibility ஃபார் அசிஸ்டிவ் டெக்னாலஜி ஃபார் ஹெல்பிங் பீப்புள் வித் டிசபிலிட்டி. நான் இந்தியா வரதுக்கு முன்னாடி we did a survey. நாங்கள் ஒரு ஏன்னா இப்போ ஆண்ட்ராய்ட் ஃபோனில் டாக் பேக்னு ஒரு ஸ்க்ரீன் இருக்கு, அது கிட்டத்தட்ட உங்க எல்லாருக்குமே தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். So we did a survey on talkback usage in India. Actually அந்த சர்வே ஒரு ரிசல்ட் பார்த்த உடனே நான் கொஞ்சம் ஷாக் ஆயிடுனேன். ஏன்னா இப்போ நம்ம இந்தியாவில் there are around 10 million people who are blind according to statistics, between 8 to 10 million, அது எப்படி கவுண்ட் பண்ணுறாங்கன்னு பொறுத்து. ஆனால் அந்த பாப்புலேஷனில் only 1% are using talkback. 1% தான் talkback யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. இப்போ 10 மில்லியன் பிளைண்ட் பீப்புளில் ஒரே 1% தான் யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்கன்னு பார்த்த உடனே எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஷாக் ஆயிடுச்சு. ஏன்னா இந்தியாவில் ஆக்சுவலாக மார்க்கெட் ஷேர் ஆஃப் ஆண்ட்ராய்டு இஸ் 96%. ஸோ 100 டிவைஸ் எடுத்தீங்கன்னா 96 ஆஃப் தோஸ் டிவைசஸ் ஆர் கோயிங் டு பி ஆண்ட்ராய்டு டிவைசஸ். இப்போ ஆண்ட்ராய்டு யூஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பாக நீங்கள் டாக்பேக் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க. கிட்டத்தட்ட எல்லாருமே டாக்பேக் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் இட் கம்ஸ் இன்பில்ட் வித் ஆப்ரேட்டிங் சிஸ்டம். ஆனால் கூட ஏன் இவ்வளோ கம்மியான பேர் தான் டாக்பேக் யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க? ஏன் வாட் இஸ் த ரீசன் தட் 99% ஆஃப் பீப்புள் ஆர் நாட் யூசிங் இட்? இன்னும் நான் அதை பத்தி நான் ஆராய்ச்சி பண்ணிட்டு தான் இருக்கேன். எனக்கு அந்த ஆன்சர் இன்னும் தெரியல எனக்கு. ஐ டோன்ட் நோ வை, பிகாஸ் இட் இஸ் ஸ்டில் அ சர்ப்ரைஸ், அ ஷாக் அண்ட் ரியல் சோர்ஸ் ஆஃப் டீப் சோல் சர்ச்சிங் சொல்லுவாங்க. நமக்குள்ளேயே பார்த்து நம்ம யோசிக்கணும் ஏன் இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கு. ஏன்னா இந்த யூஎஸ் இட் இஸ் ஆல்மோஸ்ட் 80%. 100 பேர்ல 80 பேர் ஆக்சுவலா ஸ்கிரீன் ரீடர் யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. பிளைண்ட் பீப்புள் வில் பி யூசிங் அ ஸ்கிரீன் ரீடர். ஆப்பிள் யூஸ் பண்ணலாம், ஆண்ட்ராய்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணலாம், ஜாஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணலாம், பட் ஏதோ ஒன்று யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. I firmly believe that one of the big reasons for that, or one of the best ways we can overcome this barrier is through training. And angada nama Karnavidya Foundation, what Chakshumathi is doing, it is critical actually. It is more critical than Google technology naanga provide பண்றோம். But TalkBack first came out in 2011. இப்போ 13 வருஷம் ஆயிடுச்சு. 13 வருஷத்துல ஆக்சுவலா நான் கேட்கணும் என்னதான் சாதிச்சிருக்கோம். only 1% of people are using it. The difference of 99%, the responsibility for that goes with people like Chakshumathi, people like Karnavidya. So I am giving the handing over the responsibility to the people who really have to take it to the last step. இல்ல ஆனா நம்ம ஒண்ணு ஒத்துக்கணும், ஸ்கிரீன் ரீடர் கத்துக்கிறது அது ஒரு சுலபமான ஒரு இது இல்லை. we have to அது கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டப்பட்டு தான் நம்ம கத்துக்கணும். ஏன்னா நானே ஸ்கிரீன் ரீடர் நான் அக்சசிபிலிட்டி இவ்வளவு வருஷம் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். இப்போ நான் டாக்பேக் ஆன் பண்ணேன்னா நானே கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டப்படுவேன் அதை யூஸ் பண்றதுக்கு, எப்படி அதை எல்லாமே நேவிகேட் பண்றது. பிகாஸ் அது யூ நீட் அ டெய்லி ப்ராக்டிஸ் வித் இட். அது ஒவ்வொரு ஃபங்க்ஷனாலிட்டியும் நம்ம கத்துக்கணும், ஒவ்வொரு ஃபங்க்ஷனாலிட்டியும் நம்ம மாஸ்டர் பண்ணணும். அதை நம்ம டெய்லி யூஸ் பண்ணி மாஸ்டர் பண்ணும்போது தான் நமக்கு அந்த ஒரு ஃபுல் பவர் நமக்கு தெரியும். அதுவும் நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆரம்பிச்சு அதை யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது, எஸ்பெஷலி ஃபார் பீப்புள் ஹூ ஹேவ் லோ விஷன், அவங்களுக்கு அதோட வேல்யூவும் கொஞ்சம் நம்ம தான் சொல்லிக் கொடுக்கணும். ஏன் அது later on as they use it more and more, how it is going to benefit their lives. So adukku we have to point to the people who have accomplished great things by using these technologies. இந்த டெக்னாலஜிஸ் அவங்க உபயோகப்படுத்தி எவ்வளவு அக்கம்ப்ளிஷ் பண்ணிருக்காங்களோ அவங்கள ஒரு ரோல் மாடலா வச்சு நம்ம மோட்டிவேட் பண்ணணும். we have to tell people இதை நீங்க கத்துக்கணும், இதை கத்துக்கிட்டா you can accomplish so many things அப்படின்னு. So I think there is a lot to be done. அதுதான் நான் சொல்ல வரேன். which has been done. நிறைய பண்ணியிருக்கோம், டெக்னாலஜிஸ்லாம் கிரியேட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம், டெக்னாலஜிஸ் இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணிட்டே போறோம். பட் ஐ வுட் சே 99% ஆஃப் த ஒர்க் ஹேஸ் டு பி டன். இது எப்படி நம்ம ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் நம்ம எடுத்துட்டு போறது? How can we take it to the people who are not in the cities, the people who are poor, the people who are old, aged people who have lost their vision? இந்த மாதிரி எப்படி நம்ம எல்லாருக்கும் எடுத்துட்டு போறது? அதான் நம்ம யோசிக்கணும். I think the inauguration of this lab is one of the great opportunities for us to learn. நம்ம எப்பவுமே ஒரு புதுசா ஒன்று ஆரம்பிக்கும் போது அதை நம்ம ஒரு எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்டல் மைண்ட் செட்டோட ஆரம்பிக்கிறது நல்லது. சரி நம்ம பண்ண போறோம், இது ஒரு எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்டா பண்ண போறோம், இதுல என்ன ஒர்க் ஆகுது என்னது ஒர்க் ஆகல அப்படின்னு ஒரு மைண்ட் செட்டோட பண்ண போறோம் அப்படின்னு நம்ம எப்பவுமே ஒரு புது ஆக்டிவிட்டியில இறங்குறது நல்லது. அது என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும். இப்போ நம்ம இந்த லேப் நம்ம ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கோம், எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஷியல் லேப். we have started it under the name of one of the great people in accessibility, Raman, who is a great scientist. We have to take a scientific attitude when we are starting this lab also. So we have to check, every few months, every 6 months, every 1 year, we have to gather everyone together and we have to see, okay, what is working well? எது நல்லா ஒர்க் ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு, எது சரியா ஒர்க் ஆகல. We have to write up the learnings, we have to share it with other organizations, and at the national level we have to take it to the field and tell people, நாங்க ட்ரை பண்ணினோம், இந்த மாதிரி முயற்சி பண்ணினோம், இதுல இது ஒர்க் ஆச்சு, இது ஒர்க் ஆகல, இது செஞ்சா இன்னும் ஒர்க் ஆகும்னு நாங்க எதிர்பார்க்கிறோம் அப்படின்னு நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுவோம். ஒரு கம்யூனிட்டியா நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணணும். ஏன்னா this lack of training, it is really going to hurt our country. It is really going to hurt our country. If it is 1% in India and 80% in America, we have to accept that we are not doing well in accessibility, in teaching people how to use the technology which is already available for free. So that is my call to all of you. And அதான் உங்ககிட்ட நான் என்னோட வேண்டுதல். Make sure that whatever technologies we are demonstrating in this lab, experience we are giving in this lab, let us take it to the whole country, let us take it to everywhere, everyone, and let us see how we can spread the technology which is already there today. So with that, I will conclude. Thank you.
Inspiring, Ram.
I wish somebody had recorded this.
I know.
It's recorded, it's going live.
So,
Going live, very good.
so it's been recorded. And, you all heard from me and, you've interacted. See, I've also been in this journey from last 25 years, right from the Reading Center in 1999. I've seen how it has impacted learning and, empowering the, visually impaired. in all my interactions, like I closely work with Raghu, I mean, almost I don't even think at the back of my mind that Raghu has any bias. He doesn't have. He functions, in fact, honestly, much better than most of us. So where is the problem? So if the right tools are in the person's hand, but obviously there needs to be a intention. I mean, all of you should have that urge, the wanting to learn. See, I mean, everything comes with an effort. Easier. So you have to make an effort, and like what Ram said, that effort you have to put in. That experience you'll have to do. So, Karna Vidya Foundation or Chakshumathi can create platforms, create enabling environments, but ultimately it is up to you people to get onto the train and travel. So this is a very important thing, and then once you are all trained and you're excited with what you are possibly now able to do, what you're not able to do, go and teaching the பசங்களுக்கு சொல்லி கொடுக்க நம்ம ஸ்கூல்ல எல்லாம் we want to catch them young. The idea is you are at a particular level of proficiency in using technology. அந்த பசங்க சொன்ன மாதிரி அந்த அஹ்மத் பாய் சொல்ற மாதிரி by they're so smart, some of them, like we are also saying in புதுக்கோட்டையில அந்த பையன் இருந்தாங்க. No, in another by the time they come to college, they will have no difference with anybody else in the college. That is what our aim should be, and no child with any impairment or whatever, differently able or whatever you want to call it, should miss an opportunity of some support to help them be on the same level as everybody else. And that's exactly what Karna Vidya Foundation is aiming to achieve. And it's always good, with many hands, many minds, many hearts getting together, because people are doing different things, and there should be synthesis of all that. And it will be a much better world. We hope communities with AI, in a matter of a few years, this entire difference itself will be completely demolished. And everybody will be up to the person's capabilities, abilities, interests. Only that will be the deciding factor rather than any physical medical condition. All the best, and hope 2025 for all of you will be a year of learning of sharing, and learning of a year of contributing to Karnavidya and to the general cause. All the best.
To speak, sir, to speak, please. No, Vajit sir will.
Yeah. Or Sridhar wants to have a couple of. Come on. Please.
வணக்கம். இங்க இருக்கிறவங்க எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரே ஒரு வருத்தம் தான் இன்னைக்கு இருக்கணும். நமக்கு இவ்வளவு வயசு ஆயிடுச்சேன்னு. நம்ம இப்போ எல்கேஜியில ஜாயின் பண்ணிருக்கலாமேங்கிற வருத்தம் இருந்ததுன்னா தட் இஸ் ஜெனுவன். சார கேட்ட உடனே ஃபீலிங். நீங்க எல்லாம் விஸ்வகுருன்னு ஒரு டேர்ம் யூஸ் பண்றோம் தெரியுமா? இப்போ இந்தியா தான் விஸ்வகுருன்னு. நீங்க எல்லாம் விஸ்வகுரு. Really, the way the lab has come, we have got a person from Google here, and you are going to learn the technologies. People queue la nikka poraanga. எனக்கு என்ன டிசபிலிட்டின்னு பார்த்து சொல்லுங்க. நான் அந்த கன்வென்ஷனல் ஸ்கூலுக்கு எனக்கு போக வேண்டாம். எனக்கு இந்த மூலமா நான் கத்துக்கிறேன். எத்தனையோ ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம். எனக்கும் இது சரியா கேட்காது. எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் காது சரியா கேட்கல. எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் இது சரியா தெரியல. எனக்கு இந்த டிசார்டர் இருக்கு. எனக்கு ப்ளீஸ் சர்டிஃபை பண்ணுங்க. நான் இந்த கன்வென்ஷனல் ஸ்கூலுக்கு போய் கத்துக்க வேணாம். இந்த மாதிரி இதுல வந்துடலான்னு. I want to take one step further. They're not even normal with them. You're not even going to be normal with the normal people. You're going to be way ahead. இப்ப நான் வரும்போது இங்க வரத்துக்கு யூஸ்வலா எப்பவுமே ஸ்ட்ரெயிட் ரோடு, ஸ்ட்ரெயிட்டா கத்திப்பாரால திரும்பி அந்த இடத்துல வரது எனக்கு ஈஸி. ஆனா இங்க வரணும் 5:45 டைம் போட்டுருந்தேன். லேட்டா தான் பார்த்தேன் நான். ஸோ பெஸ்ட் இஸ் கூகுள் மேப். என்ன பண்ணேன் நானு? என்னோட சென்சஸ் எல்லாம் ஷட் பண்ணிட்டேன். அது ரைட்ல போ லெஃப்ட்ல போ என்ன சொல்லிச்சோ அது பிரகாரம் 5:37 or 5:40 I was here. Main problem, you are all called as differently abled. Actually, normal people are indifferently abled. ஏன்னா எல்லா சென்சரி இன்புட் இருக்கு. அதுல you are not able to focus on what you want to do. உங்களுக்கு இது ஆக்சுவலா ஒரு advantage, because once you take up Subbu was saying, we are just talking, when you take up a job, people should not give you jobs based on empathy or pity or something, because of your capability. because you can do better than other people. Because you are not indifferently able, the others are indifferently able. You may be differently able, uniquely able, but they are indifferently able, they cannot focus. நீங்கெல்லாம் விஸ்வகுருவை பார்க்கணும். இன்னும் ஒரு 5-10 years you should spread out across India and across the world and create more Ramans. Another thing, Raghu, it's a great thing to have people like Ram here and also your Raman lab. I think we should. இன்னைக்கு எனக்கு அந்த ஒரு இதுதான் சிவி ராமனுக்கு பதில் ஒருவேளை பிவி ராமன் போட்டு ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கு தான் நான் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டா படிச்சேன். ஸ்பெல்லிங் மிஸ்டேக் போல இருக்கு. படிச்சவனே I said how can you miss it when it is happening in Chennai? Really worth it. I think you're all so lucky to be trainers. And I think Raghuve, I think you appreciate it. எங்க தாத்தாவை அப்ரிஷியேட் பண்ணோம். எங்க தாத்தா வந்து சிவில் இன்ஜினியர். ரொம்ப இன்னும் அவர் கட்டணம்லாம் இன்னும் கூட சேலத்துல இருக்கு. அவர் வந்து ஸ்லைட் ரூல் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பாரு. நான் கால்குலேட்டர் வந்தவொடனே he said go. சேலத்துல அப்ப கிடைக்காது. We had to go to Trichy to get. He said rush because this technology is going to change game change. அந்த மாதிரி இப்ப என்ன தமிழ்ல ஒரு பக்கம் எழுத சொல்லுங்க, என்னால எழுத முடியாது. இப்ப இருக்கிற தமிழ் நான் படிச்ச தமிழ்ல நைல எல்லாம் கொம்பு இருக்கும், ஆனைனா எழுதுறது எல்லாம் இப்ப என்னால எழுத முடியும். Because when we grow older, when we get conditioned, we can't do. When you can get decondition yourself and start learning, I think that's where the technology is a great enabler. You should. அது அப்பவே நிறைய பேருக்கு வந்து எம்எஸ் வேர்டு படிச்சவங்களுக்கு வந்து இன்னொரு முதல்ல அதுக்கு முன்னால ஒண்ணு இருந்தது. அவங்களுக்கு அது ஒரு டிஸ்அட்வான்டேஜா இருக்கும். If you have used some old thing, உங்களுக்கெல்லாம் it's a great advantage. நீங்க கொண்டு போய் சேர்க்க போறீங்க. I want to conclude with one thing. The blind leading the blindங்கிறது ரொம்ப derogatory term. நம்ம ரொம்ப நாளா சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம் blind lead. Actually, only another person who can experience through the kind of difficulties you can have, like Raghu. If he leads Karnavidya, definitely you can go ahead because he would have faced accessibility issues. He would have faced every one of the issues which you have faced. So you're very lucky, and you are going to be. I'm going to see number of Vishwagurus from you. Take it forward. Very happy that you're here. Accessibility, and I think we should definitely have Ram continue to associate with Guindy. Great for me. It's a great exhilarating evening to learn because some of the children I saw last time I came, there was a youngster here who said he has read all Harry Potter books, visually challenged.
Ashwin.
I was so amazed with him at such a young age.
Ashwin is one of our boys.
Yeah. I was so amazed with him. நீங்க சாதிக்கிறதுக்கு லிமிட்டே கிடையாது. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Thank you. Then I'll take 2 minutes, okay? From both of their speeches, I'll give some homework. Sir was talking about visual impairment. Impairment is a comparing, right? So you should go and search for Michael Hingson. Michael Hingson is a blind physicist and also a 9/11 hero. His dog saved him from a 11th floor of that crashed building. Michael Hingson was in the last science camp with us. He is going to visit India. Whoever I am bringing into India will come to Karnavidhya. Oh. When he came for the inauguration online, he said the person who did the welcome speech said about the Michael Hingson, visually impaired physicist. He said, "Don't compare me with the sighted people," right? So there is no comparison. Why should we compare others? That's one point. Second point, since you're talking about the Google map, go and research on Raman's digital dog. Okay? Raman always used guide dogs. So one of the basic seed for the Google map is the coding he did on, like there was a newspaper, when a New York Times article was came, like guide dogs are going to be in history because the digital dogs are there. You're using a Google map, is a digital dog for you. Thank you.
DC sir to speak a few words?
Yeah, come be sure.
Your
thoughts.
No, that's okay. Please.
Sir, come this way, sir. Then only the volume will go there. Recording is
on the camera.
I think நான் கிருஷ்ணகிரியில் என்ன பண்ணுறோன்னு சொல்கிறேன். ஏன்னா அதுதான் ஆமாம். ஸோ கிருஷ்ணகிரி டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் வந்து ஃபஸ்ட் டைம் 100% கவரேஜ், அதாவது அங்கே இருக்கிற எல்லா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டுக்கும் நம்ம வந்து லாங்குவேஜ், சயின்ஸு, மேத்ஸில் ட்ரைனிங் கொடுக்குறது. கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 400 பசங்க இருக்காங்க கிருஷ்ணகிரியில், 10 பிளாக்கு. இந்த சதீஷ் எங்கே இருக்காரு? ரைட், அவர் தான் கிருஷ்ணகிரி தலைவர். ஸோ ஆக்சுவலாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கிட்டத்தட்ட 143 ஸ்கூல் இருக்குது. எல்லாமே வந்து இன்க்ளூசிவ் ஸ்கூல்ஸு. மர்கூரில் பிளைண்ட் ஸ்கூல் ஒன்று இருக்குது. ஸோ கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 15 ஆவரேஜ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சில ஸ்கூலில் 2 பசங்க 1 பசங்க அப்படி இருப்பாங்க. மர்கூரில் பிளாக்ல மட்டும் ஒரு 47 பசங்க இருக்காங்க. ஸோ அதில் வந்து எல்லா ஏஜ் குரூப்பும் 5 வயசுலேருந்து 17 வயசு வரைக்கும். அடுத்த ஜூன்ல இருந்து எல்லா லாங்குவேஜஸ், தமிழ், இங்கிலீஷ், சயின்ஸ், மேத்தமெட்டிக்ஸ் எல்லாமே வந்து we are going to teach them. இன்னொன்று வந்து we are also working on ஒரு டிவைஸ். அதாவது எப்படி இப்போ இருக்கிற டிவைஸ்லாம் வந்து ஆடியோ பேஸ்ட் இருக்கும், ஆனால் அந்த டாக்டைல் டச் அந்த பிரெயில் இருக்காது. ஸோ அது வந்து இந்த மூணுத்தையும் இன்டிகிரேட் பண்ணி ஒரு டிவைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். இப்போ அது பேர் வந்து கோகர்னா அப்படின்ற ஒரு டிவைஸ். ப்ரோட்டோடைப் ஆல்மோஸ்ட் ரெடி ஆயிடுச்சு. ஸோ வி வில் பி அடுத்த ஒரு மாதம் we will get end of January we will get the first device out. இது வந்து கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 1200 இங்கிலீஷ் வேர்டுக்காக பண்றோம். அது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் it be like a book. 12 issues will be there. So each issue will cover around 120 words. ஸோ இது மெயினாக வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 1ஆவதுல இருந்து 3ஆவது வரைக்கும் இருக்கிற பசங்களுக்காக இந்த புக் பண்ணுறோம் ஃபர்ஸ்ட். அடுத்தது வந்து எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஷியல் சென்டர். இது வந்து கிருஷ்ணகிரியில் ஆல்ரெடி we are looking for ஒரு 20 ஏக்கரில் ஒரு அவுட்டோர் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பார்க். இது வந்து இந்த டிசைனும் கிருஷ்ணகிரிக்காக பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ இதில் எப்படி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ மேத்ஸு, சயின்ஸ்லாம் வந்து அந்த ஒரு டைமென்ஷன் பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ், அப்புறம் வந்து அந்த ஸ்கேல் வந்து அவ்வளோவா தெரியாது. ஒரு கியூப் எப்படி இருக்கும், இந்த ஒரு லைஃப் சைஸ் இமேஜஸ் வந்து அந்த பார்க்கில் இருக்கும். ஸோ இது வந்து we are looking for partners. ஸோ பேசிக் கான்செப்ட் டிசைன் எல்லாமே முடிஞ்சாச்சு. ஸோ we are doing some detailed design. ஸோ இதில் வந்து ஸ்டெம் பார்க் பேசிக்காக. ஸோ ஃபஸ்ட்டு போனீங்கன்னா ஒரு மேத்தமெட்டிக்ஸ் பற்றி ஒரு பெரிய இடம் இருக்கும். ஸோ தேர் யூ கேன் லேர்ன் ஜியாமெட்ரி, அப்புறம் you can learn about various formulas and things like that. அதே மாதிரி வந்து physics and chemistry and social science, biology, like that. ஸோ அந்த பார்க் உள்ள போயிட்டு வெளில வந்தீங்கன்னா கம்ப்ளீட்டாக you will learn at least basic concepts of STEM subjects. So these are all the main things we are doing. So கிருஷ்ணகிரியை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் 400 பசங்க இருக்காங்க. 200 பசங்க வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் ஸ்கூல்லையும் மீதி வந்து ப்ரைவேட் ஸ்கூலில் படிக்கிறாங்க. இவங்க எல்லாருக்குமே வந்து அவங்க வீட்டுக்கு போயிட்டு அவங்களுக்கு தேவையான மாதிரியான ஒரு எஜுகேஷன் வந்து கஸ்டமைஸ் பண்ணி கொடுக்க போகிறோம். அது அவங்களுக்கு ஸ்கூல் வரல முடியலன்னா ஆன்லைன் கிளாஸ் ஆல்ரெடி சசி எல்லாம் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. ஸோ ஒரு 3 பசங்க இப்போ படிக்கிறாங்க. இது வந்து அடுத்த வருஷத்தில் we will be increasing that scale and scope to almost all subjects to all the students. ரெண்டாவது வந்து ஹோம் டியூஷன் வந்து சில பசங்களால் வந்து என்ரோல் பண்ணாலும் அவங்களால ஸ்கூலுக்கு வர முடியல. ஸோ இந்த பசங்களுக்கு வந்து சாட்டர்டே சண்டே we will go to their houses and do the classes. அதுக்கு வந்து மொபைல் வேன் ஒன்று டிசைன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். In that is we are looking for CSR sponsors. So if somebody is interested in partnering for the Experiential Center or Krishnagiri project as a whole, so you can connect us to them. So that is a major thing. So anyway, I thank Veda is the coordinator for the district. This is our main. The one thing about Satish is he knows every single student in Krishnagiri. It is very, very interesting to see him knowing every person.
He's a AI.
Yeah. He knows everybody, and so he is working with Veda and other people to do that. And first thing what we did in Krishnagiri is work with the SSA educators, Sasi, Shankari, Arvind Inga. So they all conducted the first special educator workshop in Krishnagiri, which was very successful. There were 38 teachers we have done that. So we are replicating that to other districts also. So it was like a kind of a small brief on the
Great.
Thank you so much, especially to Ajit sir and Ramkamal sir for all this initiations and support. And
can you
for
come here
assistance.
so that the recording will come very well?
Okay.
So there is one small remark.
No,
Sky is not the limit.
yeah, thank you.
People are going beyond sky now.
Right.
Okay.
No, so thank you. Thanks to Ajit Narayan sir for his wonderful speech. I would like to take this opportunity to honor our guests over here, and I request Subramaniam sir to honor our chief guest, Mr. Ajit Narayan, with a small token of our love and appreciation. I request our friend, beloved guide, Mr. Ram Kamal. I request Sheeta sir to do the honors. Please. Tomorrow we are planning for a small session, a half-a-day session with Ram Kamal sir and Mr. Tarun. Tarun will be honored tomorrow during the session as a resource person over there. So tomorrow morning, I request all the trainers to be on time by 9:30. And before we conclude formally, I just want to have two remarks. One is to Ajit sir, especially where he talks about the talkback and things. And of course, talkback is a game changer, a real eye opener. It opens the windows of the digital world for the visually impaired, without any doubt. But having said, recently we have another TTS or a screen reader. We call it GSHU, right? We call it a commentary screen reader, CSR, which has plenty of features, right? Which has in overwhelming support. It has a customizing component over there, where I can just use one gesture by myself, create a gesture by myself, and attend a call or make it silent. Anything that I can make myself. Like TalkBack is not giving us such permissions, right? And so there are certain inaccessibility or other spaces where we need to really work upon and see where it needs to. Of course, training is a component that is without doubt it is to be taken forward. But these are all things that really bothers. For example, if you take up Samsung mobile, and I'm unfortunate I've taken up Samsung now, right? And in Samsung they have given us plenty of restrictions. I'm using only 13 version of TalkBack. Right, TalkBack is not allowed for 15. 15 has come as on date. Right, I'm not able to use in 15. I mean, the point is when it comes out, it has to come free, or come with the flow. Right, I'm there as a user. I'm given certain restrictions or constraints where it has to be broken or rather overcome. With some of scope or options within TalkBack that should allow any user in any platform, any mobile device. Yeah, it could be Vivo or any Realme, anything, yeah, any model. It has to go through inside and fit it in. Yeah, that should be a way forward. Yeah, because I'm just recently experiencing GSHU, just left TalkBack and clicking on GSHU as well, right, just to understand what the features over there. Right, so that is one thing that I want to highlight upon, and we are there to give you feedback on all such tactile-driven accessibility or experiential learnings, right, from our side. Right, people are quite good at all doing that here. All of us are doing that. Okay, that is one. Secondly, I really need to really submit my deep sense of gratitude to TV Raman, Dr. TV Raman. We pray, right, the Almighty for his speedy recovery from his the illness, and we would like to see him at Karnavidhya, especially, and at also the Andhra conference. Right, hopefully it will all go through well. Right, and I request Ram Kamal sir to send him a message on that, and we will also share a message.
He's going to watch the video.
Right.
Anyway.
Right. Yeah, so yeah, thank
that
you.
That is a special request, like you should record it.
Great. So we will also thank Madam Aarti, right, Aarti, for all her support, being with us, communicating on behalf of Raman. And it's a great journey. When we gone through pages online and read about him, not just today. I know him since 2010-11. I keep knowing, getting to know about his name and what he is and what not. But anyway, this day we are able to come to a space where we can understand him more. Thank you so much. Anyway, let me request the person to deliver the formal vote of thanks. Who is it? The formal vote of thanks. Radha.
Good evening. Good evening, all. It's my pleasure to thank who all are participating in this program, Dr. TV Raman
experiential computer science lab. My heartfully thank Dr. T.V. Raman, computer scientist at Google, and also thank Mrs. Aarti Raman for her supporting presence and all. I extend my thanks to Mr. Ajit Narayanan, sir, as a head of accessibility at Google. I also thank our
Best friend Ram Kumar. Yeah.
Ram. I also thank Mr. Ram Kamal sir and founder and managing trustees Chakshumathi Accessibility Technologies Center. I also thank our board members and resource team, training team, and admin team also, who I extend my thanks to who are joining online and who all are participated in this event. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. National.
Sir, national.
Yeah.
भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चलरति गंगा तव शुभ नामे जाने तव शुभ आशीष मागे आगे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Dr. T.V. Raman Experiential Computer Science Lab has a great mission of providing barrier-breaking computer science technology for the children with special needs and people with special needs to build their future in this big world in an equitable manner. The center will provide training and learning support for students not only blind, but also with all other learning challenges. Visit www.karnavidyafoundation.org.